The boys are back in town. All right, welcome back, everybody. You're here again with the Linesmen. Today, we're going to be talking again a little bit more about the top four race. A lot has happened since the last time we were sitting in the booth, including just today. So it's going to be pretty interesting to hear some of our thoughts from what has just recently happened, some of the FA Cup, and just what's going to happen kind of with Chelsea and maybe some of the other players moving on. I know, sadly for myself, Harry Kane might be some of the topics that we're going to be hearing over the next few weeks. Kind of get a little bit onto that. So again, you're here with one of your hosts here, Arbey. We got Nick, Andy, and producer Jay.
What's going on?
Yo.
Hello.
And Nick, you were out in Chicago this weekend. Anything crazy happen out there you wanted to kick off the day with?
I had a lovely time in the Windy City. Let me tell you, a lot of beers were partaken. I don't know. Partaken, I guess. A lot of friendship going around, but all in all, nothing really crazy. Watched the FA Cup game at a bar. I can tell you that no one from Chicago was excited.
Yeah, I could imagine.
Because the Cubbies were on, but let's be honest, who watches the Cubs?
Well, who doesn't? Who's going to watch the FA Cup when it turns out to be that snooze fest?
This guy.
Yeah, so I could see maybe, well, that's how that kind of went down. The rest of us sitting here, we enjoyed ourselves a nice summer sun, basically. Got up in the 80s here in Boston.
Yeah, it's hot, sunny.
Hot, sunny. Mm-hmm. All right, so why don't we kick it off actually talking about the FA Cup? I think that's kind of the biggest news. I called it a snooze fest already, so I feel like we have to go back into it.
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad.
But yeah, Leicester City taking home the FA Cup off the hands of Chelsea. So that was Chelsea's one of two finals coming up. They've got another one, in 2 weeks? The 29th?
29.
Or one, not this Saturday, the following Saturday for the Champions League. So they dropped one. Now they only have one trophy to play for.
Yep. It was just, I was kind of happy to see Leicester City win. You know, after their owner died. I wish I could pronounce his name, but I can't.
Gentleman from Thailand. Yeah.
Gentleman from Thailand, yes.
You Conti?
Yeah, something like that.
No.
It was just...
You Conti read it.
Oh,
making a joke. They were playing Chelsea. Come on. Come on.
Yeah,
the boy was there.
But seeing them celebrate, especially with the new owner, I mean, you could tell how much that meant to them as a club.
Yeah.
It's just another step forward into their top 5 campaign, I would assume. Become one of the big 6. Maybe we have to start calling it the big 7.
Yeah, and one of the big stories, obviously, Jamie Vardy, the veteran, savvy vet now, he's taken home kind of all he can do in England there. I don't think they have an EFL Cup, but I mean, he's played in Champions League, he's got a Premier League winners medal, he's got the FA Cup, what a story. Jamie Vardy. He was playing in the 5th division. I think he was a butcher, right, for a little while. Just working odd jobs, and then he wins the Golden Boot, and now he is an FA Cup champion. So
fun fact,
that's off to them.
He almost became a bar manager in Ibiza.
Oh, that would have been sick.
On his little international break.
Yeah, Vardy loves to party. It's a Vardy party, yeah. Yes. Over in Leicester, it was a Vardy party for sure this weekend.
Oh, yeah. But
not so much just yesterday, right?
Well, what do you guys think, first off, still at this game? Why do you think Chelsea ended up losing this game? I mean, watching it, I felt like they kind of came out with a weird set. They were playing pretty short in the midfield, and was it 2 midfielders? Is that what I remember? So, that's kind of not the way that they usually play it, though. So, do you think that they were playing this...
Game planning maybe for Leicester.
Yeah.
Which I don't really like when teams do that. I like when teams play the way that they play against every team, no matter what, because that's how they win the game. Difficulty finishing. They had a couple clear, obvious chances that just didn't fall. And
real close, get called back, you know.
Yeah, super goal from Leicester. That was the deciding factor.
God.
And then the VAR, they scored and it got called back. I saw some clips of Chelsea fans celebrating until the VAR hits, and then they just everybody.
And then was the 83rd minute, Mount almost knocked one in to kind of tie it up. So
almost a late equalizer. But even still offsides, and it was just
Even though Leicester's goal, I mean, there was a lot of controversy that I was seeing. I got a buddy who's a Chelsea fan, and some people were kind of talking it up like that might have been a handball there. When he's getting the ball
to win the ball.
Yeah, when he's winning the ball, it's off his knee, off his hand. that people have seen that get called before. Like, what's your thoughts on that?
I think it was just in a natural position. I don't think his hand was in an unnatural position. That's the lingo they're using for these handballs this year for VAR. I mean, really, it's a 50-50 toss-up, but I mean
tell me that happens in the box though. Do you think it's different?
I mean,
it'd be different
calls across the field. I mean, that's kind of standard. That's not anything new.
Mm-hmm.
And I think too, I don't have the replay up here, but I mean, it all depends on where the ref's standing, and if they're probably not going to go to VAR because it like nicked off like a part of their arm or their hand, and just because if the ball's already moving forwards, it's moving forwards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If it takes crazy deflections, they call it, but even still, okay. Handball, but
that finish. Whoa, my God.
You laser beam the top corner, so I don't really care. Unless he grabbed the ball with his hands and brought it down, like made a football catch and brought it down, no, that's a good goal for me. Because he just lays into it.
Yeah, I mean, I think
magic.
I feel the same way, but I can totally see that if I was a Chelsea fan, that I'd be staring at that mad, what's VAR? What's the point of VAR if we can't use this? It's like we don't want it to be American football, where the coach is throwing a flag out into the middle of the field and you're just checking the replay. It looked like a natural play to me, and honestly, you can't even get mad at that finish. The handball didn't create the opportunity. The opportunity was created, and I mean, absolute blast in the upper left. It's just so good.
Jay, how's dinner?
It was good, man. It's been a long day, man.
Producer Jay. I was wondering what's going on over there. It sounded like he was shaking ice. The bartender in the corner. So.
You know what, man? You got to learn to multitask.
Watching the behind the net angle from that Yuri Tielemans goal, the spin on that was just insane. I would pay so much money just to be able to do that.
Like a dream. Yeah,
that's a goal you dream about.
Mm-hmm.
That's a goal you dream about. Can't get mad at that one if you're a Chelsea fan. There's no way he was stopping it.
Worthy of winning the FA Cup.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, worthy FA Cup winning.
Surely.
And it makes it even more interesting because Chelsea now they had to play Leicester again.
Yep.
And that game now all of a sudden means a lot because we have Liverpool right on their heels.
Mm-hmm.
So that game's now all of a sudden that's the next game. Leicester might have been a little tired. They were chasing a lot there in the second half. Yep. What were kind of some of the highlights for you guys when they played again, or what were you looking at in that game?
I was just expecting Leicester to have they
a little swag,
a little more swagger, but I guess they had that FA Cup drunk.
Yeah.
Kind of hangover.
They didn't have any days off. What was it? Two days off?
They had Sunday.
Bill Belichick screaming, "No days off."
Yeah, they partied. They partied all
Sunday, Monday,
Saturday night,
fucking
Sunday.
Tuesday they showed up.
Hungover Monday. Probably had the laziest, sloppiest training session, and then went into the game yesterday, and just couldn't do it. And I think too, Chelsea has more to play for there. That they don't have a guaranteed lock into European soccer next year. Now. Leicester winning that, they can they can slide all the way down to 8, 9, 10, but they have a spot locked in by winning that trophy.
Yeah.
Chelsea still have everything to play for because they have no trophy yet.
Yep.
Yeah, and Chelsea's gotta beat out Man City, who they've won 2 times in a row now. But are you gonna beat City 3 times in a row
in the same
season?
season?
The law of averages, is that thing gonna come out of nowhere and just yank them down?
Twice.
Against Pep Guardiola, Man City too. Yeah. It's not just Man City. It's you got to go up against a real masterclass manager in Guardiola. So
yeah, and I think that game, the game yesterday, I think that one was kind of what I was expecting from the FA Cup. It was a little bit more exciting. There's a little bit more action going on.
Yeah.
It was more open. They were moving the ball around a lot different. It almost felt like in the FA they were playing a little frozen for a while.
Yeah.
I think Chelsea only had 2 shots on net.
It's a cagey affair usually in the final because you don't want to give up the goal and kind of get taken back and get thumped. Yeah. So it was much more of a take. It was a 1-0 and the gameplay reflected.
What we've been seeing from Chelsea recently is that they're just pressing and shooting and putting shots everywhere, and that's what's been fun. So it's kind of, I think that threw me off a little bit, kind of checking in on that game and is this is what you guys want to put out here? You had a couple good strikes, but they weren't until like the 80th minute.
Yeah, it's just that when you're playing, I guess in the final like that means so much to you. I think Leicester had a little more to play for in that FA Cup because they weren't doing anything else in the league. They just had the FA Cup and they had the Premier League, and they were, doing pretty well up until yesterday. But I think Leicester just wanted it more, and Chelsea was just conserving their energy to focus on top four, because Chelsea has a lot more to play for in the Premier League than Leicester does, because they need that Champions League spot, because they could lose the final.
Yeah.
So I think that's just what the reasoning was for me, or you could see it when they played.
They came out with a little more urgency.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They can't hang back anymore.
Yep.
They don't want to, and I think too maybe it's. Reality check. They're not invincible. They lost in a cup final.
Yep.
So they need to figure out how to win in a cup final. So
yeah.
And I think, like you said, they've got to be that high flying, high press, just run at you, shoot, if they want to beat City in a couple.
And I think that goes to what you were talking about before. That not enjoying when somebody's kind of changing up the style of play that you're going to do just because you're in a final. Like, what is it that you guys have been absolutely dominating over the last 2 months?
Yeah,
why are you changing that?
Yeah. Why do you win the game? Because of the way you play. Why are you going to change that? Yeah, it makes left me scratching my head a little bit on the weekend, but it seems as though they're kind of back on it.
Yeah,
so.
It's good to see, honestly. Talk about this weekend though. That top four race has just gotten even tighter.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Liverpool are above Leicester City in the top four rankings. Liverpool's at 4. Leicester City's at 5. We were coming in. I said last weekend that West Brom was going to give Liverpool a tough little matchup, and
sure,
I wasn't wrong.
They definitely did.
You guys were looking at me like I had 5 heads.
Well, I think I was looking at you at 5 head because you thought they were going to score.
Well, they did.
I guess they got the 1 goal in, which says something. But you put the over on that one.
I did put the over on that one.
Yeah, that was We'll get into that, but I think that's more what it was. Is we think the defense was there, and Liverpool, they can kind of not show up, but I think they still had 26 shots on goal.
Yeah.
They had 26 shots on goal. They should have just slayed them. Yeah, that's a lot of shots on goal.
Too much.
Yeah. So, I think the final score is a little different than
they had 20. Not that there were just 26 total shots. There were 26 chances created.
That's what I mean. That's insane. That's a high number.
With almost 80% possession. 77% possession.
This wasn't even a game. The fact that Brahms was able to score at all.
And hold on, yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
13 corners for Liverpool. The most important one comes in 94. 94th minute. So they added 4 minutes. They earn a corner just before. Nice little interchange. And then here comes the goalie to come up. And I'll let the highlight speak for itself. The call. Just a beautiful header.
One of those headers that you don't expect out of a goalie first and foremost, but that's a top-notch header finish from any striker that's out there in the game right now.
And he
flips it back to back post
to save the day. Save the day.
It looked, a couple of weeks ago, it looked like Liverpool was kind of down and out, but the string of wins that they put up in the last couple of weeks have just been nothing short of a masterpiece. They needed that goal. They needed that Alisson goal like they needed air to breathe, and thank God they gave him a little lifeline.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And you know what makes everything better?
Everything.
Titanic music.
As a Liverpool fan.
He's just cracking up. The color commentator just literally cannot contain himself. He starts cracking up laughing. You know what? Watch it. Go find this highlight. He flicks it perfectly like he's a trained striker. He must have been watching the boys every training.
And to be honest,
waiting for this moment.
This is exactly what the feeling was. If you're a Liverpool fan, and we played a highlight last week of a Liverpool fan crying because he didn't like Man U's lineup, and then I imagine that he was crying for a different reason than this one, and out of this exact song pulls that exact emotion out of you.
Yeah. It was unbelievable. I mean,
speechless.
Sing to me, Celine.
Any stoppage time goal in any situation to win the game is going to be crazy.
Yeah.
When you send your goalie up for a corner kick and he scores like a beautiful it's not like a dinky. Usually if the goalie scores, it's like pops out, goes this way, goes that way. Goalie just kind of like flails his leg at it, ends up in the corner. No, this was friggin'.
He flipped
You could tell Alisson had some experience heading the ball into the net.
Yeah, the boys have been giving him something there in training. So
honestly, it's one of those things too. One of my best friends, Cuba, he best soccer player I've ever seen growing up. Went out, played in Barcelona. He played goalie for us in high school, and he was one of those kids. Everybody on the team, they'd say, if they were losing, they would just have to pull him out and just be like, just run out there and just go score for us for a second, and then just go back into goal. And it was just like watching that. Just like I could just hear him just screaming, "Oh, I can't believe it! I can't believe it!" So like that, the excitement from seeing something like that, it's got to be incredible.
Man, and then Liverpool, they played today and won again, so they're just really shoring up
absolute
that fourth spot. They want that Champions League soccer next year, and by gosh, it looks like they're gonna get it.
Yeah, I mean, it took late second heroics here. I mean, it was kind of. I mean, we said that they dominated possession, had 26 shots, but they really weren't anything spectacular. And then boom, you see something like that happen, and almost you have to believe. You believe that there's something there.
The soccer gods are looking down, and
they want champion. And if Liverpool's in Champions League next year, they're going to be one of the favorites.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to be. So, like, not having them in there almost seems crazier because they're a team that is going to excite and that could win Champions League next year if they're in. So, I don't want to root for them because I just don't like to root for the top teams in most things. But, I mean, it's going to be more exciting with them in it. So,
yeah, for sure.
And, I mean, the end of the season's a lot more exciting because of that.
Yeah. I think last year with Leicester getting bumped out of the Champions League spot, I think they're a little hungry for another go at the Champions League. So we'll see what this last weekend has coming up for us.
Yeah, it'll be some exciting matchups too.
Yeah.
But, what else did you guys like over the weekend or over the past couple days here?
I like
Harry Kane scored another goal,
scoring,
and keeps himself up there with Salah, for the old gold. So we'll see. We'll see kind of how that unfolds. I don't think that he scored today, if I recall correctly.
He did not score another goal.
So he's got one more opportunity to get a couple. I think he's going to need 2 goals to seal it.
Yep, 2 goals to seal the golden boot.
Yeah, the golden boot. Yeah.
But I think the biggest storyline with Harry Kane right now is that he wants out of Tottenham, and he says he wants to stay in England.
And that hurts.
Yeah.
Like that sucks. You wanna give him the opportunity because honestly, I'm a new Spurs fan. I've only been a fan since 2017. So what the hell do I know? But it's still as a fan seeing he's one of the reasons why I came over to watch the team, and if he's gonna go now and just basically if what you were saying today, Nick, he might go to City. City's one of his.
Oh yeah, that
top,
would be wild.
Oh, dude, nobody wants to see him on City.
City has 2 options that they can afford. Harry Kane or Leo Messi, and I can guarantee you which one City want more than the other.
Yeah.
But it would suck to have either of those guys on Man City and then have to play them next year.
Yeah.
And potentially after winning the Champions League.
Well, and I mean for Tottenham though to lose him, we don't even have a coach right now. Yeah. Ryan Mason's still filling in. Mm-hmm. So who the hell are you going to get over here as a coach? If you're losing your top player, right? That's a draw for other players too to sign to finally maybe spend money on.
Yeah. Couple managers got the can today. Sam Allardyce, kind of weathered coach in the Premier League, has been around the block, but he never gets those big jobs. He's always had a losing squad, coming into a losing squad, kind of righting the ship and then moving on. He's kind of like a one year guy that, kind of makes some signings, kind of evens the team out, gets some good results, finishes mid-table, and then moves on. But setting up, managers to come in and have a winning side. So maybe Sam Allardyce. That wouldn't be a bad idea.
But I think, too, I saw something some guy posted on Reddit. I think since 2008, players that have left Tottenham have won a combined 115 trophies. While Tottenham has netted a total of 0 in that time.
Wow.
So
yeah,
if you want to win, you got to leave.
Yeah.
And that's what Kane's going to do.
And honestly, he deserves it too. He stayed loyal for a long time to this team already.
Yeah.
He tried to make it work, and that's just, you can just see that they haven't spent money in 3-4 years. So their development has been slow. They've got some guys up here now that can play, some younger guys that might be able to step in, but nothing that's going to make 28-year-old Harry Kane, not move around during maybe the last leg of his contract. The last payday. When are you going to be in your prime? He's got another 4 years around soccer, I'd say, right? Like prime.
He's 28 now.
He's 28 now, right?
And
you play until 32 is your peak, and then you play off skill. And you just play off the old head game.
He's got about 6-7 years. Yeah. But he's kind of injury prone, no?
Yeah,
very injury prone now.
So 7 years
I'm
might
thinking,
look like 4.
Yeah, and the last 3 years you're still good, but you're not golden boot good.
Basing his play off of other great England goal scorers, Wayne Rooney. He played till 33. But he also went to the MLS for a year.
Yeah.
So how many good years does he have left? I'd say 2 or 3.
And those Wayne Rooney years were not golden boot.
No,
they weren't.
He wasn't.
Well, he fell off. He fell off much quicker. I think Harry Kane's a much bigger dude.
Yeah,
he's got
fit.
Yeah, and he doesn't run around as much as that. Rooney
he's a cherry picker.
Exactly. So I think that'll extend it a little bit for him.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking more 4 to 6 years seems about right.
Yeah.
And in that, he's got to get some trophies on there. So go ahead, go somewhere, but please don't hurt our feelings.
Don't go to City.
Yeah, just not City, because that's my roommate's a City fan, and it's now all of a sudden he's on that team, and I've been rooting for this guy now since I've been living with this kid, or for half the time. So it's now all of a sudden I have to watch him root on for the guy that I got re-emerged into the Premier League with.
Yep.
Yeah, tough.
Hey, happens.
Yeah.
Yep.
We'll see where he wins the trophy next year.
Yeah, this is definitely something, that I was hearing, he could potentially be out in the next 2 to 3 weeks. He's looking to get out before
Europe. I don't think he wants to hang around.
No, he wants to be out
He wants to know
before Europe.
What he's going to do for next season before the tournament.
So this is definitely something that we'll be bringing back up again as things kind of start coming out. It's still raw. I don't even want to start thinking about what might happen with Son if he loses his fucking favorite person, his boy.
Yeah, that would be devastating.
Yeah, so
that'd be very tough.
For the locker, it seems like he's everybody loves him.
Yeah,
he's a good locker room teammate.
And honestly, Son, playing with him has elevated his game so much. So he did play really well this year in games that we didn't have Kane, but I think having him there helped him kind of continue to grow his game.
Oh yeah.
So. You don't want to see that stifled at his age, so...
Yeah, and other matches that kind of mattered this weekend was that Brighton tying West Ham. Brighton Hove Albion.
That one hurt.
That was tough. 1-1. We've been talking about it since... We had high hopes when we started episode 1. We're all aboard that West Ham train.
Yeah.
Those bubbles have popped.
Wheels have fallen off.
This doesn't look like a team.
Well, that's what, five draws in a row now?
Yeah.
Is that what that is? 5 draws in a row?
See.
That's just crazy that not one team has got to win. 5 draws in a row?
Yeah, it's just a matter of... And I think the only thing that can save them is City and Leicester winning.
Yeah.
European titles being won... titles being won by Premier League teams above them. So that there might be some saving grace to go play in Europa, but Champions League, bye-bye.
Yeah.
Yeah. No hope for Champions League, but Europa League... kind of still in the mix there.
Yeah,
they can even lock up a 7, get that playing spot.
Yeah.
But that all depends if Tottenham loses to who do they play? Who do they play at the end of the year? Oh, Leicester City.
Yeah.
Look at that, huh?
I was gonna say it's Leicester, so
oh jeez.
And maybe at that point Leicester doesn't have anything to play for.
Leicester's lazy.
Yeah, just I
Yeah,
want that.
Let's just give you this one.
Because I was like,
huh?
that's not a good one for us.
We'll see in the group stage.
I mean, Chelsea doesn't have a cakewalk of a game either. Let's look at these upcoming games this week. Villa, Tottenham got thrashed by the Villa today. Unfortunately, Tottenham needed that one, but Villa has Jack Grealish back in the lineup. Always a different team.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference.
Always
he's
a different
probably
team
gonna. He's rumored to.
People
are shopping for him.
Well, this is when the rumors start to happen.
Teams with money are gonna want
a
guy like Jack Grealish.
Yeah.
I mean,
if he lights it up in Euro.
Yeah,
Villa's been scoring a lot lately too.
They do.
Especially when he's there. They put up a lot of goals, and I thought the Wolves did the same thing.
Yep.
But somehow they didn't put a single goal up against Tottenham. So
I
saw Villa and I go, no way Tottenham's defense puts up a good showing like that. Yeah, 2 times in a row. So there's definitely going to be a good game. I honestly haven't even gotten to get into that game yet because I was all busy today. So it's one of those things I'm going to watch by myself and just be like, ugh.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit exciting, though. So we'll have some breakdown. It's really Liverpool, Leicester are gonna be the ones that if they can swap. I mean, Liverpool's got the goal difference, but it's kind of solidified because we're gonna see United with more points that they've taken over the past few matches. That they're all set. Chelsea looks set. It's going to be between Liverpool and Leicester City. Liverpool's got to lay an egg, and Leicester's got to take one. So
yeah, and then West Ham, Tottenham, kind of 6 or 7. Everton's right there too. So I don't know that 7 spot I think is kind of all in influx as well.
Yeah, the 7th spot. I mean, it's interesting now. They added the 7th spot in the if you're looking at the Premier League table on Google, guys.
Yeah.
To qualify.
To qualify for Europa League because Leicester City has officially won the FA Cup, so they're in European soccer no matter what. So 7th is just a playing game, but Everton could snag that up, but they play Man City this weekend.
And City dropped points just today, lost to. But I mean, they already won. But
they won.
They're not playing there. They're playing for the Champions League now.
Yep.
They're looking forward. They're not really focused too much. It seems like on these Premier League games that mean nothing for them.
Yeah.
They don't want to pick up injuries. They don't want to pick up any sort of weird moments. They don't want people to get upset. They want rest. They want to get ready for the big one.
Yeah. We don't want to just completely gloss over Brighton being able to beat Man City. It was the first time in their entire history that they've been able to go in there and win. So that's a huge game for them. At home with the fans back for the first time. I mean, it was pretty electric. It was pretty electric. So good for them. Good for that fan base. Like we said, they've kind of been hot lately. I don't know what it is about them. They don't really have anything to play for. But they've been actually playing for some crazy reason.
It's the craziest team.
They're just out there, like young kids, like 18 years old, 19 years old. And they're out there. They're just trying to showcase themselves for somebody else.
And City too, not so much these days, but over the past few years, they would always lose a game like this throughout the year. Mm-hmm. They would always drop points to West Brom or lose to a team that statistically on paper they had no business losing to.
Yeah.
But this one makes I can rationalize it a little bit more, but I mean, we were talking about it. The lineup wasn't the A. It was the
kind of like the B mixed with the C.
Yeah,
but it's still an A.
I mean, when you average it out, these are world class players we're talking about on City. That it's not like you have the under 18 side going in.
Yeah, and even if they did, I mean, Foden was there, and he's still one of their stars. Yeah. He had a sick goal in that game.
Was in, It wasn't like they.
Diaz was back there and playing center back. So
all the credit to Brighton on that one.
Yeah,
that was a big dub. Mm. I think another game though, I don't know, switching countries here. The one that I'm kind of want to watch this weekend, big time. Robert Lewandowski going for the Bundesliga goal record. I believe he's on number 40 or 41, tied with Gerd Müller. If he gets one more, all I need is one more, and he is the all-time Bundesliga scoring record.
For single season.
Yeah,
huh?
Single season scoring record.
That's silly. 40 goals. that's wild.
That's what was I?
That's more than a goal a game.
Yeah, that's
crazy talk.
That's pretty.
But anyways, that's just something I wanted to squeeze in real quick.
And say who was it one more time?
Robert Lewandowski.
Oh, Lewandowski.
He's
yeah,
trying
yeah.
to beat Gerd Muller.
Like an all-time German great.
40 goals. He's tied. He's tied right now. He needs one more to score.
41 in a season. That's just amazing.
And there's been talk about him sliding in over here as well.
Yeah, I think City and any team.
And all the top teams. Yeah. But I mean, there was an article one of my buddies sent me and had me read today. I don't know how reputable it was, but that he's got some connections with Chelsea.
Yep.
So.
That would be absolutely insane. If you
oh my God, that scoring line would be.
Yeah, the Premier League would be.
Insane. And then what
goals and more where do
where do we send Kane to? Does he go to Man U?
Yeah,
I don't want him.
No?
I don't want him.
All right, good. I hope you guys tell him that.
I got my eye on Sancho. That's about it.
Okay. So then I don't know. Maybe he'll stay at Tottenham. Let's go.
Maybe.
I'm talking myself into it.
there's actually a little interesting. We'll talk about top four for another league. Serie A, the Italian league. Juve is 1 point behind Napoli, coming up here in the last couple games of the season. Juve might get it, but they just won the Coppa Italia, so they're locked in for European football. It'd just be nice for them to have, locked up.
Yeah, and I think they had a big win on the weekend too.
They did.
For the league. Yeah. So to keep their hopes alive there.
Other than that, it's pretty much done and dusted for the Serie A.
But Buffon on his way out. That was his last game.
Yep, Buffon on his way out. Potentially Ronaldo on his way out of Juve. I would love to see him back at United. Finish up his career before he moves to the MLS. Yeah.
I don't know if he'll ever go to the MLS.
I don't want Harry Kane, but I want a 34-year-old Ronaldo.
He's still the most handsome guy in the world, I think. That guy's not going to the MLS.
Oh, man, if he comes here and goes to LA, are you kidding me?
Yeah, I mean, maybe that'll be what it takes to get the MLS.
That would be Beckham times like 5.
Yeah.
Because
it was kind of a big deal. Yeah,
it was a huge deal.
Yeah.
And David Beckham isn't the guy that takes you one-on-one and lasers a ball in the back of the net. Cristiano Ronaldo is putting butts in seats and scoring goals for you.
Yeah.
If and when, I think it's more of a when.
Yeah, when he goes.
He comes stateside at like 36.
I bet he goes to Miami.
He's either gonna
Beckham's team.
It's Miami or the Galaxy. Maybe LAFC now that there's another option up there, but
no, he won't go to LAFC.
He's not coming here. He's not coming to New England.
He doesn't want to hang out in the cold.
He's not going to Chicago. He's not going to these cold smaller
Chicago
markets.
Fire.
He's going somewhere where he's a big deal.
Yeah.
Hollywood is where he'll end up.
Yep. Or Miami, large Portuguese population there.
We don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Wait a couple of years. We'll talk about it then.
Yeah. Let's segue into the next topic. Speak about top four. There's a little championship playoff going on right now. Second leg coming up this weekend. So just a brief rundown of what the EFL Championship is for new listeners who are new to the league. Basically, the top 4 teams, or the top 3 teams from the championship get promoted to the Premier League. The bottom 3 get relegated from the Premier League down to the Championship, and it's just an ongoing cycle of new teams. Usually it's mostly, we see the same teams every year, but this one specifically kind of an odd bunch of groups here. So for the first leg, we got Brentford, Bournemouth, and Swansea and Barnsley. Obviously, tried and true Premier League teams. Bournemouth, Swansea take both 1-0 advantages, but 1-0 scoring at home, not really that much of a aggregate score. We talked about this with the Champions League. So now Brentford and Barnsley, 2 teams who have never been to the Premier League, have a chance to kind of make their way up and test the waters, play with the big boys.
They got to play against 2 teams that have been out there.
Yep, have been there, know what it takes to get there. Just a quick little tidbit: Watford and Norwich have already made it. Those are also 2 Premier League teams. I don't know if you guys watch. Do you guys watch the Championship?
I didn't watch it, but I
didn't have a chance, but I'm going to watch the
I saw
final.
a tweet with some criticism, but tell me what you thought.
The Bournemouth goal, it was. I gotta say, it was really nice. It was a really nice goal. What criticism?
I can't remember who it was. I want to say it was. It's a former national team player, U.S. national team player, saying basically like, are you really sure that this is that much better than MLS play? They were comparing it to like this championship because he was calling it a snoozer on Twitter, and Taylor Twellman was kind of giving him all the backing he needed because Taylor Twellman agreed that these legs weren't the most thrilling, weren't the most like amazing affairs, kind of on par with MLS level, where it's not crazy. People make dumb mistakes. There's just bad shots, bad passes. People do things that are silly, because they're good. They're professionals, but they're not at the absolute top of their game.
Mm-hmm. There is much. They're playing for something bigger than what the MLS will ever be. You know, they're playing for the last spot, one of the last spots to get in, to make money, to get money.
Yeah, what's the point of a tweet like that? You know, like
I think it's just to
prop the MLS.
Sorry, you're a bum MLS player. You're playing Europe.
But I think the biggest problem, my beef with MLS, it's the lack of a system like this.
Mm-hmm.
This promotion relegation. If you're good, you get to go to the top. If you stink on ice, guess what? Go down, figure it out. Are you going to be able to come back? Are you a real team or not? Are you just kind of, do you ebb and flow with the seasons?
You know what?
So it was kind of just a matter. I took it with a grain of salt because I know that MLS does not have, it's a closed league. You can't be eliminated and there are no new teams brought in. But I do think to a level the caliber, I think MLS is kind of meeting them. They're getting up there slowly, but the excitement and like you said, like what a championship playoff win can mean for an entire city.
It's more than what winning the MLS.
Not just the team, the entire city is going to see a huge boost in like revenue because there are going to be more tickets being sold. They're in. They got the TV contract. They got a ton of benefits from winning this. So I do agree that this is way more on the line than anything any MLS team has played for.
Yeah, they call the championship game the $150 million game.
Yeah,
it's for a reason.
In Wembley, and it's amazing. That's the one to watch. These I haven't typically watched the two-leg playoff I usually watch the championship.
Yeah.
The big one, because that one can be madness. Same way that the FA Cup was madness, because Wembley is just a gorgeous place.
See, going back that Yuri Tillman's goal with the fans, I was just like, oh, dude, I wish I was there.
Oh, and
I
it was
wish
great
I was there.
being back just right away to get to see that.
Yeah.
So it was good timing, I guess.
Great timing.
As far as timing can go.
Great. Yeah, I mean, I really hope that Brentford and Barnsley can pull it off. I'm really rooting for the underdogs here. They have the home advantage now in the second leg, only down 1-0. Anything's possible. Brentford made it to the final last year, I want to say, and kind of got screwed by Fulham. And now look at Fulham, they're going back down.
Yep.
Like I said last week, Fulham, the perennial screwing your team over to make it to the Premier League, and then they're like, you know what, guys? It's just a big middle finger. Like, we got here, instead of you, we're just going to come right back down and do the same exact thing next year. But, I got Brentford Bees all the way.
Hey, it's so what's the date for the games?
So this weekend.
Let's put that out there so we can all try to pay attention.
This weekend will be. I think it's at.
So we got Saturday, May 22nd. We got 7:30 a.m. That's Brentford, Bournemouth.
I'm not waking up for that one.
At Brentford, and then Swansea hosts Barnsley. So, and that one's at 1:30 on Saturday. Both these games. So, it's gonna be it's gonna be interesting to see who comes out of these. And then the big one is that I think it would be the following.
It would be the following weekend, the 29th.
Yeah, in Wembley.
Yep. So we got potentially upcoming. If you guys are interested, we got the Champions League final, the Europa League final, and the Championship.
The championship.
For the champ.
For the last spot. Yeah.
So a lot to look forward to, not a lot to look back on. So we are here back in our segment VAR. And last week we started this off talking about fading myself here, Arbey, or Brennan as I was calling myself. My friends call me anytime I lose anything. Damn it, Brennan. It's Nick took it a little on the chin this week.
I did. I regret all of the bets that I've made this weekend.
That's the way she goes.
Yes, the way she goes. I tried to fade Arbey a little too hard and ended up fading myself. You know what? Everything that... Oh, man. You know what? We talked about West Ham, Brighton being a trap game. And I was like, when I was sitting there by myself, I convinced myself. I was just like, there's no way it's going to be a trap game. I had hope. I lied to myself.
Yeah.
I was offsides by a mile. I shouldn't even play the ball. And I did.
Yeah, I know. In that game last week, what we talked about was we were talking about West Ham on the money line, and I was just sitting here like, you know what? I don't care. They've drawn. I don't care. You know what I did when I placed my bet? I went real soft, and I took the pick'em line. The draw was allowed. So it was minus 147 for West Ham to win, draw, nothing happens, and it was a push. They drew. So they did exactly what I was hoping wouldn't happen. It's just another draw. I talked up West Ham pretty hard. I was just like, they need it. They need this more than anybody else. Yep. And I guess they are where they are. They're mid-pack.
Yeah.
There they go. They're back to knowing it.
Yeah. I also took Wolves plus 550 on the money line.
That was just for kicks.
Yeah,
that was for kicks. But
I hope you didn't actually toss heavy money on that.
Oh no, I did not toss.
Okay, good.
But I will tell you, that's another loser for me. Big stinker.
Yeah, Tottenham. We talked about it. They played a lot better in this game.
Yeah. I was expecting one more goal out of them.
Yeah. Honestly, this could have had 4 goals. I mean, I think what was it in the 53rd minute? Harry Kane smacks one just off the left post, comes out, and then Dele Alli has a lay-in right off the right post. I think Harry Kane hit the post earlier in the game
on a 2.5 over.
Yeah,
it's like they knew.
You know, they had there's a set piece goal that Harry Kane could have scored on real early in the game. Luckily, I don't remember who it was, but somebody was out there in the middle of the just took it off the chest. You know, one of the other guys, like right on the line, like part of the ball wanted to make its way in. So this game could have had 4 goals easily, all by Tottenham basically. So my big bet in that was I took the over. So that kind of sucks. I don't think it was a bad bet. I think the 2.5, it was what it was. Opportunities were there for it to happen to either side. But my big bet was I put 2 units on Harry Kane at plus 110 to score a goal. And you know he did. Fair enough.
He does it.
He did it. He let it happen.
Great stuff.
He let it rip.
You know what?
It wasn't a set piece like I was talking it up to be. He had some opportunities there, but he made it move.
Yeah. All my bets were stinkers this week. I'm not going to even tell you about them because you're going to call me an idiot and never listen to me. But my saving grace.
Let me call you an idiot.
My saving grace, the one that I've betted for the past 4 episodes, Sheffield United, 1-0 victory
against Everton.
Who
just took down Tottenham the other week too.
Even better, I put 4 units on them.
Wow.
Saved. I lost
4 units on them?
4 units.
That's a crazy thing. You must have bet that when you were already down.
You
were already down and you were just like...
I was losing all my bets and I was like,
you were like, this is the only way I get out of it. Put it all on the team that has won 6 games this year.
7 games.
7. Oh, sorry, 7 now.
games.
My bad. Let me count it in for you.
Saving grace. I love it. Go Sheffield.
Nice.
Saving my ass.
I'm glad you didn't bet on them today, did you?
Absolutely not.
No.
Good on you.
You know what? My plan was to go until they won, and now they won, and now I'm
then that's it.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know what? I actually kind of want to make a future bet here that Sheffield will be in the Premier League after next season.
They're coming back.
They're coming back after next
one
season.
and done. Yeah. They don't want to spend too much time down there.
Nope.
Nobody does.
No one does.
Nope. Yeah. So I mean, you look at it for me. I didn't have a terrible week. I didn't place too many bets. I had 1, 2, 3, 4. I had 5 total bets in EPL last week, and I finished plus 1.7 units, so not terrible.
Yep.
I didn't hate myself for it. It was nice, easy.
Yep.
I didn't bet any of the Tuesday, Wednesday games like I wanted to, though. I ended up having too much going on, and I just really didn't want to have money riding with all the other stuff that I had going on. So
Yep.
I let that pass me by.
Yeah, good stuff.
But going into this week, now that we know that Nick is clearly the loser, and that we can fade him instead of me, what are you guys looking at?
So Friday, sorry, not Friday. I'm looking at the wrong thing.
It's all Saturday games, right?
Yeah, it's all
games.
Saturday at 11, I believe.
Sunday. Sunday.
Sunday?
Championship Sunday.
Whatever
Yeah.
all at 11.
Here we go. Arsenal versus Brighton. I mean, if Arsenal win and Tottenham lose, Arsenal finish above Tottenham in the league, which is always tough for Tottenham and great for Arsenal. But Arsenal played today and they looked pretty good. They played pretty well for them. I know it's 4 or 5 draws for for Brighton. You know what? I'm gonna listen to Arbey on this one. I'm not gonna fade him. I'm gonna go Brighton Arsenal draw, plus 310 on the money line.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad bet. In that game, I'm looking at it more on like the over side.
Yeah.
Brighton's really been putting in the young guys. They're trying to score, and Arsenal's been scoring all year.
Yeah, they have.
So, to me, I gotta double check, but I saw it was still at 2 when it opened up. So if it's still at 2, I don't care if it's at minus 120. I think that's the safer bet. If it goes up to 2.5, I would still take it anywhere from minus 115 up. Otherwise, I would kind of maybe double check the lineups. But I mean, if that thing gets a 3, maybe park the bus.
Yeah, peel off.
Yeah, peel off, take that draw. But if not, I really like the over. I think it's going to be a scoring. Last time I said that, though, there was 1 goal in the game.
Fade before we even start.
Yeah.
Another one, Chelsea Aston Villa for this upcoming week. A lot of ramifications for this game. Just for Chelsea, not for Aston Villa. What are we thinking?
I still think it's important for Chelsea to win. I think it's it's their last game going in before the Champions League. So I think that you don't want to go in losing again, right? You don't want to go in with another loss. That would be what they're 2-2 over the last 4 is what it would be if they lost this. So
you never want to go in cold.
You don't want to go in cold. So I see them going out to win. I don't think there's a lot of value here. If you're going to do anything with the Chelsea bet, I'm sitting there looking at maybe take them at minus 1.5. Maybe they do that. The over, again, always a good bet. It's at 2.5 right now.
Yep.
Chelsea scores a lot. As we were just saying, Villa scores a lot as well. I think that if you're going to bet on anything in this game, you take the over.
Yep.
Or you throw Chelsea into a money line. Whatever you want, a parlay. You take the money line, you put it into some parlay, have some fun with it, put a couple games together that you like, and do it that way.
Yep. Just quickly moving on. Tottenham Leicester, another big game with specific ramifications. I'm just going to say it. I know you're a Tottenham fan, RB, but I got to go pick Leicester on this one.
No, I think that's a no-brainer. At the same time, I know I'm not going to pick them. I see Tottenham's money line at plus 250. Leicester they're already good. I don't think that they need that 4th spot. They're not going to go for it. I look at Tottenham trying to score. Harry Kane's still trying to get that golden boot. So my money is going to be on him. Anytime goal. I had that prop bet at minus 120 this week.
Okay.
I'm going to stick with it. I took him last week. I didn't take him this past game. But that's what I see. Anytime goal against Leicester. He needs to keep scoring. It might be his last game.
Might be
his last game with us. Yep. I see Tottenham kind of at plus 250, the money line, Harry Kane to score. The overs I set at 3. That's a pretty high over. So I look at Tottenham, maybe being able to pull one out, and I think the money at plus 250 is just hard to pass up. So I'm going to take plus 250 at money line myself, just as a homer.
Okay.
And then Harry Kane to score, anytime goal.
Love it. I love that bet. I'll do the prop bet. I'll do the prop bet, but I'm not going to take the money line on Tottenham. potentially the under. I mean, both teams have kind of not scored that many goals these past two games. 2-0 is the max. It might be 2-0, it might be 1-1, it might be a draw. You never know.
Yeah, Tottenham can score.
Yeah, I think so.
But their defense is trash, so I've never bet an under with them there because they could give up the 3 goals against themselves.
And then I think the last one we kind of want to look out for is this Liverpool game against Crystal Palace.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Liverpool kind of have that 4th spot locked up right now if they
win this.
If they win.
Money line's at minus 472 right now for them to outright win.
Plus 1,300 for Crystal Palace if you're feeling dangerous.
Yeah.
I might bet on Liverpool and just make my own separate bet after that, just kind of, just in case, just
total set at 3.5.
Yep.
I mean, that's a high scoring game. Although Crystal Palace has been scoring a lot too, of late as well. So they've been playing the young guys and they've been playing like five up front attacking pretty hard. So maybe they do that. Liverpool's been putting up a lot of shots, but I think the over could hit there, but I'm not touching the 3.5.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just going to go moneyline Liverpool. I mean, they're minus 612, so not the best bet, but you know what?
Yours is at minus 612?
Yeah, what are you at?
I see them, they opened at 472, minus 472, so damn. All right, so that's had some movement already.
Yeah, movement.
So now that 4's in play, that's going to be something tough to touch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't even put them in a parlay. Well, Liverpool's due for a stinker in one of these places. Just what they've won 5 in a row.
Yeah.
With maybe a draw mixed in the middle there. I don't want to bet minus 600 anything. It's just there's no value there. If anything, I think the value if you're gonna bet anything in this game, the draws at plus 623. Both teams can kind of score. Both teams, are going to play the game out pretty hard. Crystal Palace they're just going to be having the young guys out there playing just to kind of showcase themselves again for next season, get some playing time. But Liverpool could probably tie this game and still hold on to that spot. So I think that's where the value is if you're going to bet anything in that game.
Yeah, money line on the draw here. That's not too bad. I'll take it. I think that's about it for the boys.
Yeah, those are going to be the ones that I'm going to be tossing on. The only other thing that I have is I also like the Man City Everton over. Kind of one of those last games of the season. Fans are back. It's at 2.5. City's going to have the young guys in. They're not going to be really playing at full force. They just don't have to. They're going to rest up their guys. Yep. Those young kids are going to come in and they're going to try as hard as they can to score. And that's it. They're just going to try to score. Yeah. And the fans are going to be there. So I think that matters. I think that matters a lot. So I look at over 2.5, and I'm taking that home.
Yep, I agree. I'll hop on that one with you. Yeah.
Yep. And it's fans back. Champions League coming up. So when you guys are with us next week, that will be where we actually focus in on that game. We'll kind of get into a little bit more detail on that. Hopefully VAR doesn't hit us too hard.
Yeah, hopefully we're riding high.
We're going to ride high.
I'm going to be loving life next weekend.
Yeah, hopefully. That's what the hope is. Hopefully when we go into VAR, we can say that they agreed with all the calls. Everything was considered a goal. We hit it right. And then we'll be trying to convince ourselves how Chelsea can win again, 3rd time in a row against City. And that is not going to be an easy task. All right, so that's a wrap for us. Thank you again for listening, and we'll catch you guys on Tuesday.
So long, folks.
See you, boys.
Bang.
Bang, bang, bang,
Good shit,
bang.
boys. Good shit.
I like that one a lot. I think
let's go. Just in time.
I think we didn't have too many crazy games to talk about.
Yeah.
No.
I think we spent the right amount of time on like other parts.
I think that was